good. It is, again, DoD's home map is Acropolis. So all you haters in the chat can start a-hating. 6 Ras on Acropolis. So I know most of you might not like this. I don't mind it, albeit as a Ra main, I'm a little biased. But I think it's interesting here the differences that you can do strategically doing Bast Sekhmet instead of Ta into Hathor. But anyway, let's take a look at the players. This is game 3. This is DoD's home map. Acropolis. F2 is down 2-0 to DoD. So F2 needs to reverse sweep starting now. And we are looking at Joe. His god is Ra. We're looking at Fox in the green. He is the middle player, and his god is, why am I even bothering? They're all Ra. And then Shelty is on the top. He is also purple. Ra. And Gold Lion is our teal player. Ouroboros is Thomas Shelby, so he's in for Heimdall. I don't know if I've really seen Shelby playing Ra before, but he's pretty decent, and really, I mean, how hard is Ra to play? I mean, Ra is pretty easy to be decent at. So we'll see what happens here. Those who aren't familiar maybe missed some of DoD's other games on this map. So what makes Acropolis interesting is that you do start off with some extra resources. Everybody does. You get like an extra 200 food, something like that, an extra like 100 wood, an extra 100 gold. So it kind of makes the early game a little bit more fast-paced as far as advancing and such. The reason they are choosing Ra is because you start with, as we can see, a very large gold mine in your base. Typically you get a small gold mine which is only 3,000. This is 6,000. Also, you get a town center spawning on your cliff as well. So it's basically, you know, Ra's dreamland right here. You get gold mine, town center, towers, garden the only way into your base, so why not choose Ra? I mean, this map eliminates every single Ra weakness, so Ra is super strong here. Now, F2 has been incorporating just a triple Ta and a triple Hathor strategy in their last 2 rounds, and it's worked really well so far. WKT went Aranos against them and tried to pressure, and that was a complete train wreck. ATB played Dot and went with triple Ra as well, and went with some little more aggression with Bast and Sekhmet, which went decently, but they ended up losing. I feel like they could have won that game with a little bit more teamwork. I do think that there is room here for a 1 Bast or 2 Bast with a Sekhmet Eclipse push where everybody attacks the same guy. I think the ATB problem was that they spread up their attacks and they tried to attack bottom, tried to attack top, and in the end both attacks failed because by the time this attack was done on the bottom, then DoD was able to defend the top. So I think that works, but so far I'm seeing double Ta for F2 and triple Ta, so very straightforward gameplay here. I think the Bast pressure can work, and meanwhile we're seeing Joe Ta, we are seeing Fox also Ta, so 6 shifting sands as well. Got a bunch of age up. Some of the players are aging up a little bit slower than others. Like I noticed Joe is kind of substantially behind. But yeah, I think if you go like, if Gold Lion were to go Bast Sekhmet and all 3 F2 were to attack the same spot, maybe even 2 Bast Sekhmets, I think you could potentially damage a player super, you could really do a ton of damage to a player and potentially kick them out. But we're not seeing that, so I guess it's all hypothetical nonsense. At this point, who really cares? Because it's not happening. We have our first relic, the Toothed Arrows, which makes plus 5% archer damage. That's good for chariots, I think. And Ouroboros is also very late. So we're going to end up seeing a whole bunch of rains in a row. Probably into just some pure camels early on, and then some early trade routes, and then we're just going to do mercenaries, rock drop shenanigans, and go from there. I missed if DoD declared conquest or not. So I'm not sure which one they went with. We'll find out. I guess if people make wonders or not. I don't know if I can check and see. But yeah, everybody's grabbing the early 2 town centers. You know, this is pretty standard. In fact, even though Joe advanced slower than Fox, he actually grabbed his town center before Fox. Fox is the first to use rain, however. What kind of upgrades do he have? He does have the plow husbandry. That's what you need for rain. We have husbandry, no plow yet. Is it coming? It's not coming. Is Joe gonna forego plow? Because I don't know if he ever gathered any wood. Okay, it just researched right after I checked. Alright, alright. And no plow yet from Shelty. I'm assuming it's coming pretty shortly here. Almost coming. And how about for plow husbandry? Plow husbandry, yep. So plow is really important because it's actually a plus 22% upgrade for Egyptians. Because Egyptians start with a minus 11% farming rate. So plow restores that 11% penalty and then gives an additional 11%. I would like to see an extra priest come out here from the raw players. It's only 100 gold and it would repay for itself, especially considering you're going to have like 5-6 rains in a row. So there should be a priest empowering this. So priest here, pharaoh, maybe put a pharaoh on the town center instead. See, we got Fox with the priest, and nothing. Not Joe though. But you get your value out of it. I mean, you're gonna make a priest eventually anyway. You might, the earlier you make it, the more eco benefit you get. And we have Joe trying to force drop here to age up, and he's kind of missing out on just a few food. So he's gonna be aged up at about 8 minutes. A little bit faster for Fox. And I don't think Shelty, Shelty just clicked. And Gold Lion might be the fastest one up. 19%. And player looks like he might be the slowest to age up here. We did get 2 DODs, got their reigns out first. And now Gold Lion. Rain benefits the player who casts it the most, and then it's everybody else is equal. But yeah, no god variation. That's too bad, because I really do think there's room for a Bass Scarab push to work with like a shifting sands into the enemy territory. I like this lumber camp here. A lumber camp for 2 trees. Oh man, I love it. We're getting players kind of scouting out the middle. Really, it's a pretty open map. You got a few forests that'll be spread throughout. But town centers do always spawn backwards as well on this map. So it's hard to get at town centers. Sometimes town centers, depending on where they spawn on the cliffs, can, like here, you can catapult it from down here and be just fine. Same thing for this. This one's almost kind of off. So we have a locust here. Really, the locust without path blocking doesn't do a ton. We're probably gonna have a triple locust on. This last one they were just able to garrison. So actually, didn't get a lot of value out of these 3 locusts here. Also has Skin of the Rhino, which helps a ton. against Locust, so I don't know if Sheltie really lost any units there. Just a few villagers I saw, maybe 2 or 3 at the price of 3 Locusts. And, well, these ones popped out a little too soon. Now they can come back out. Alright, now one died right at the end. And here comes the rock to come in over here. Might drop off the units, maybe? Maybe not? Nope. Nope. And some raiding camels. Yeah, you need to wall this off for sure. And it looks like they are walling off everything, or trying to. But I got some camels coming in. Maybe would have liked to wall off a little bit sooner. Ooh, +2 archer range for Fox. That's a nice relic. That is a nice relic. And yeah, these camel raids and stuff are mainly just for kind of posturing. Not really going to do a whole lot, just kind of something to do in a way. Players are probably going to kind of quickly age up to Mythic, I would think. Like to see crenellations. Okay, here it comes in. Now we have a Locust in, and now a rain. Is this the last rain? Oh, we still have one more rain left. So a Locust has been cast just for this first rain here. Players should really be grabbing this town center, though. Another strategy that is possible, it's for one player to like mass up like 6 siege towers, shift them onto an enemy, and then cast Locust with the allies backing up with Migdal units, which we didn't see that either. So this is a very, very bland gameplay here as far as what potentially could happen. In the end, it's really kind of a lot of nothing. Just booming, and then we'll just fight in the late game, and it'll just kind of be a bunch of heads butting against each other late game. Just banging heads against the walls, and eventually someone will fold. Eventually, hopefully, or we could be here for a long time. A little bit of a fight here. These two Petsuchos are nice. A lot of camels here. One thing you want to get very early on when you're facing Egyptian, but especially in any sort of raw war, is to get your early Pierce armor upgrades. So it would be nice to see these camels with copper shields. Gold Line is pushing. Gold Line is a nice little bit of a score here. Overall, by score, F2 a little bit ahead, but that might be if DoD is aging up. They could be a little bit behind. Here comes a little bit of raids here. We actually, though, F2 is ahead because they're trade routes. They already have trade started, and DoD seems a little bit slow in getting it. We've got just a couple caravans up from Fox right now, and that's it. But we already have Shelby with the high score and player getting their trade routes going. But of course, when you are fighting against Ra is really good at prolonging the game. So, those early advantages as far as trade might not end up mattering, depending on, how long the game goes. Because, eventually everybody's just going to have infinite gold and it's not really going to matter. Nice little back raid here. There are enough camels and the villagers to defend this, and in the end, I think player will end up just losing all of his army here for not a whole lot of value. And now we've got even green coming back to defend. It's just keeping F2 are keeping the map control with this, though. They're on the aggression with the raids, and we have a big camel raid here, just a little early, which is too bad. Though these villagers might just unwittingly run into this raid, and they will. So, in the end, doesn't really matter. Do we have Skin of the Rhino on these villas? We do, but not a lot of camels to defend. And Shelby does have the heavy camel upgrade, extra attack, but villagers do really well, and now we've got all the camels defending. So, Shelby needs to run, because this is now not worth it. Once all the other units come in to defend, and we got another little bit of a raid here, but again, kind of just throwing camels away over and over again. But we have Gold Lion going forward. We got some attacks here that we kind of missed. He can catapult and wall right here, and he can start getting at that town center. A lot of Petsuchos, I like it. But still, the trade route, really strong from F2. The one player who's a little bit behind is Gold Lion, and we have Joe rushing a Titan. He is the only one to have access to the Titan as far as now. But we've got, do we have anything in place to get line of sight? We have the rock that's going to come in. Do we have a rain to block? We do, but it's only from F2. So I think a tornado is going to be used and insta-kill this. I don't know why you would go for a gate like this. So we have a bunch of tornadoes. This rock is full health. Yeah, this Titan gate is going to get destroyed. This seems really weird play here when you know that there's tornadoes. I mean, you're really not going to get much more value out of your tornado than this. And that is the Titan gate, and the rock just falls right on top of it. So the Titan gate gone. A lot of resources wasted for a tornado that you really might not get a whole lot much value. Look at this poor rock. First it hit the ground, then it got tossed back up and fell over here. That wasn't nice. And then that's weird. Why would you? Unusual gameplay, and we can see coming in here, F2 is on the aggression. I would like to see players starting to push through here. Maybe you almost save your rain for your own Titan gate to block. And yeah, like the tower push is so strong. We see the crenellations here, and we're getting catapults. Oh, man, look at this chariot ball, though. We got the Pharaoh kind of stuck up on top of this mountain here, but we got the Petsuchos shooting on down here. This Gold Lion needs to get out of this fight. I mean, he is losing his entire army here, and I guess he killed the Pharaoh, but that's it. And in the end, he lost his entire army. Not worth. I mean, when you start looking at fights, sometimes you got to ask yourself, is this fight even worth it? Like, this fight, it's a fight over nothing. He'd been so much better just to run back and come over here. And got to finish this wall off. Come on, you got to finish it before the mercs. And see, now this is where... What I'm talking about is now because he lost this big fight here, he's kind of losing this fight. Though he's got 5 there's a shifting sands to whisk those catapults away. But I don't know if there's enough. I really don't care where those catapults went. It doesn't matter. Somewhere. But in the meantime, this is kind of stalemating here. So what Shelby needs to do as the high scorer, really high scorer actually, that's his trade route. He needs to come up here and help. This is where F2 needs to focus everything here. Everything. The raids need to stop. This fight, I mean, I guess if player and Joe kind of just stalemate, that's okay. But these camels here all need to start funneling up here. Every single one. We have the tornado in defense. And this is what I mean. The ally catapult or caravans need to come up here because now the tornado is going to stop this attack for a little bit. And we need to make sure that there's pressure behind this now, because if Shelty gets this back up, this pressure, again, is kind of all for nothing. Which is why, like, these camels here... Oh, where are they even going? Am I missing a back attack somewhere? There was something down here. Oh, this is where the catapults got shifted to. So all the Gold Lion's catapults here are still idle. And these camels for Shelby are out of position. They need to be up here. Oh, that's a opportunity lost. This town center should not have gone up. There's no way it should have gone up. Not at all. And Shelby is helping on this bottom. That makes no sense to me. I mean, help where you have the strongest position, and you could push through. And like now, this aggression is over. It's done. I mean, he might be able to get it back eventually. Would like to see some side builds coming in from the back end, but otherwise, not seeing anything on the outside of the map. Gold Lion is apparently forgotten about those catapults. Just kind of letting them sit. We have I saw that Shelby is sitting on, Shelby being the Ouroboros, is sitting on the Titan gate, scared to use it. What kind of armory upgrades do we have for Shelby? Shelby's got a nice hell, man, he's got almost all of them. But yeah, this just... I mean, I guess you are a double here, and you can almost push through here, but I would have just liked to have seen Shelby just come up here. They could have kept this town center down, but that's okay. That is okay. No big deal. In the end, I think we can see, you know, those triple locusts did kind of slow Shelty down a little bit. But I think the difference for now is the early trade route that we saw F2 get. We can see they're just a little bit ahead in everything. And now we have a wonder being built by Goldline in the top corner. I don't know why you wouldn't put it in this corner instead. So now we're going to have the wonder races. So that answers my question. There was no conquest. And I think really the wonder here, you almost, I don't even know if you really put a lot of effort into it. I mean, there's shifting sands that can kind of instant kill the wonder. This is the big fight. Even here, I mean, you got these camels coming in. They'll probably get on the Pharaoh and kill him. We'll use a tornado on defensively just to save this. So the camels should get on the Pharaoh and trap him and kill him, because the Pharaoh is like worth like 15 villagers by himself. And now we have a tornado that does not much damage to unbuilt buildings, but it's going to be enough to slow it down. Maybe, okay, yeah, so that tornado is down. The Pharaoh, did he die? No, he's running away. Will he live? There's only like a few units left for the camels here. They have really low hit points. They're chasing the Pharaoh away, chasing him away. Oh, there's a little bit of a choke point here too that the trade is getting stuck in. And the Pharaoh, I mean, he might as well be dead. He's this far back, and yeah, he'll one shot there. But we have the counter push still going by player. Would like to see Shelby coming in to help out, and again, Shelby now coming up this side. Ooh, you could see a trap on the Son of Osiris. Would like to see upgraded siege though here. It's such a good upgrade. Oh, get on the Sunny Boy. Get on him. Oh, he's not. Where are these? They're just running past. Come on, Shelby. It's such a good position, Shelby is, but a little bit kind of, just kind of random. Where, oof. And see, the dangerous part when you start getting, oh man, this is 2 shots away from going down too. But the dangerous part when you get into like wonder races is even if you're ahead in the game, all it takes is just one rock drop or one shifting sands and your wonder's down. And then even if you're winning, you can kind of instantly go from a winning position to a losing position. Kind of cool to see the spearmen here though against all these chariots. They don't do much. Nice side builds here for F2 though. This is really good. F2 is kind of running circles around DoD so far on DoD's home map. Some little Cyrus here just scratching his armpit there. He's not really doing anything. Got a big old fight happening right around the corner, and he's just standing around getting a little bit of lag. Joe is lagging. And now we got all sorts of Titan gates coming in. All sorts of crap. We only got one tornado left because DoD had to use all of their tornadoes defensively. Only the Ouroboros, being Shelby, has his tornado left. And this is in a dangerous spot because it's not walled off. So Shelby has some camels that he can send forward and insta-kill with another tornado. In fact, this catapult could just come here. And, well, it might be just out of line of sight. But, so we have Gold Lion as we're in this pause. Joe's working through his leg, it looks like. Gold Lion has the wonder up first, but like I said, it's really not super awesome. And we see this rock drop coming in, but Usurkaf the Third is in perfect position to defend this. And we've got a few random camels here. But what I'm kind of seeing here is F2 can win this game just if they just go full aggression at this point. They are pretty well ahead on DoD's home map. He's waiting to see if we should go. Just on pause. We can go. In the end, Shelby, the player I wasn't sure about the Ra, he has emerged with the high score so far. we go. Going. Alright, the Pharaoh. We got the chariots, or the catapults shooting at the old Pharaoh here. I gotta keep it moving. Joe's still lagging though. Some big leg here from the old Joseph. Joseph! And I think, yeah, he's running in these camels to get line of sight on that Titan gate, as we're waiting for the pause. Look at all the boulders lying around. So while we're paused here, we've got the armory upgrades. Full armory for Shelby. Gold Lion, not quite full, missing a few. Joe has, or Fox has everything. Shell Teague, I don't know if he even has, there we are. Okay, not too good. He's just doing catapults at this point. Almost upgraded Siege. And let's take a look at Joe. He was pretty strong earlier. Oh, no, he still only got the Pierce, but not a lot of Pierce for player. And players got everything. So Joe is working on his leg here. But I think this game will end up any win for F2, the way things are going. But got this wonder that, you know, all it takes is a shift. You know, all you need is line of sight, and you can shift 30 catapults here. And then the wonder goes down. Looks like Joe is having some pretty hefty internet issues right now. Alright, here we go. We're trying. Still seeing him with the red circle. Come on, come on. Come on, internet. Work yourself out. I don't know why these... Oh. Fox's Son of Osiris is in a very bad position here. And he could get trapped out here. Oh, come on. I'm trying to move his camels for him to get him around here. But he is running in the wrong direction here. The camels are... Well, if he would have ran these camels right in, I think he could have tornadoed the Titan gate and got it. But at this point, it's not going to happen. And he missed an opportunity here to trap the Osiris. I don't know where the Osiris is going other than he's, I don't know, some sort of migration. F2 is used a... Did he just shift a camel up here to get line of sight? I don't think that the Titan gate, I think, is too much HP now for it to get killed by the tornado. I don't think it's gonna go down. So I think he wasted 2 god powers here, because I'm almost positive the shift was shifting that camel up on top of the cliff to get line of sight. Ouroboros is Shelby. To see, yeah, some push here as well. Well, it's too bad for this leg, because I think F2 could potentially be pushing through here pretty soon. I mean, Gold Lion's kind of doing the classic defend the wonder and do nothing else strat at this point, you know, because he could, with the space here, just get some more. I mean, he could get some siege. But hopefully he's able to straighten it out. Joseph! Modern day internet, you know. eco upgrades are pretty good for blue. Green's eco upgrades being Fox are pretty solid. Purple's eco upgrades are, well, I mean at this point you don't even need that. What's it really matter? Really the main thing is just camels. Yep. And then red. Yep. And yep. We need to look at blues. And we'll see what Joe, what is the plan here? We're hoping it's going to work out. But yeah, the danger is with a lot of lag, you do increase the out of sync potential. But we'll see. Maybe we'll just play a really laggy late game here, but I don't think the tornado is going to kill it. We're down at 25%. 8 seconds left of the tornado. 20%. No, it's not going to kill it. Slow it down. I mean, are we just going to follow up? Oh, we don't have another one. So, yeah, that didn't work. You kind of got to know your limits as far as what is and isn't possible. And once you get past like the 35% for the HP, the tornado isn't going to kill it. And the rock, I think, got killed up here. Oh, here comes another rock with 9. And Gold Lion does see it coming, and the catapults are going to have to drop off if they drop off at all. And there they go. 9 catapults hit the ground with a heavy thud. And they see they're building up to try to get at it, but they need to get line of sight. And that's the problem here, is where do you get line of sight? I mean, what would almost be the best thing is like the rock drop chariots at this point, and then like you actually, they don't know this, but you could rock drop a chariot up here and then run it through and then get your shift up there. Because that's what they're going for, is at this point DoD's hope is to insta-kill the Wonder, but not lose theirs. Whereas everything else on the map is just kind of running around, not doing a whole lot. Looks like the leg is fixed, so that's pretty cool. We have some nice back builds here coming up from Joe. He's killed a market in the back, but I mean, you got these infinite mercenaries, though. Joe is out of gold? Doesn't have actually, yeah, I guess I can see why, because he doesn't have a huge trade route, and some of them are idle. And we got a big push here from F2. I mean, the only way I think F2 can win at this point, or I mean, DoD can win, is if they kill the Wonder and keep theirs up. But like, if I'm Gold Lion, what I do here is I come forward with my Titan. Oh, so the Titan gate got insta-killed. So here's the problem. He builds the Titan, which gives line of sight to DoD, and then they can triple shift everything. I don't know why they blew all their shifts on this. So this was, I believe, 2 shifts were used, because now the Titan can come forward and maybe kill the Wonder, though we do have a Titan in defense. So building the Titan here and finishing it gives DoD the line of sight that they needed. And now this is where you get in your kind of panic mode, where even though you're winning, you're kind of behind now because you need to kill the Wonder. But they're in such a great position here. I think you send this Titan forward, he should be able to get down here. And then you have this Titan, he can't stop both sides, so F2 should be able to rock drop coming through the front here and just get on the Wonder. They just need to keep this position. So this is the main position right here. F2 needs to focus on this 100%. We got a couple of camels confused. They are trying to get in the siege workshop. Yeah, everybody needs a forward build down here. So Gold Lion needs to send Vills forward. I like this, the Titan gate here. The Titan destroyed, and here's the out of sync. Because probably of the ongoing lag. So getting back into the status of the game, we do need some temples forward here for F2 to start getting the rock drops going. We got Fox with a rock. He can't rock drop him as his own teammate. We've got Gold Line coming down here. Now, he's probably just going to have to cancel out Titans at this point. Because if he goes just desperate into the Wonder and doesn't fight the Titan, his Titan will lose before he gets there. So he needs to come around and fight the Titan without actually just rushing to the gate. Problem is, this one, I don't know if it'll come up in time. Because it's still about 2.5, maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to get this started here. I don't know if this Titan will even be worth it at this point, if you're trying to go for the Wonder kill. So, yeah, we just need to see a little bit of a realignment for F2, and we will see if we're going to get, if his out of sync is going to come, it'll be pretty quick here. If it comes again. We'll see what happens. I'm getting so nervous for it. Okay, so the Titan is going to pause, and it's going to keep out of syncing. Got the pressure up the middle here. Got a little pressure on this side. Almost positive we're going to see another out of sync. These two Titans are basically going to cross each other out. Okay, so the game has reached a point of no return, and it's getting into out of sync, out of sync, out of sync. So this is me now, like 3 weeks later, kind of going over the post game and kind of showing you guys what the state of the game was at the time the game was no longer playable. Because, I mean, we played, you'd take like 15 minutes to restore and play for like 10-15 seconds, and then you have to keep doing it over and over, and that just wasn't feasible. The game was stuck, it could not be played. We had nothing else that we could do in order to finish the game. So the question became, what to do about the game. What could we do? So, me being the admin of the RTS League was put in a fantastic position of whatever I decided would make, one team mad, the other team happy. And I was the only admin on at the time, so I was kind of out on an island, all by myself. What to do about this game? Had to be some sort of admin decision. Does a team win? Does a team lose? Do we call it a draw? Do we replay, having now wasted like 26 minutes on the game itself, almost 27, and then along with another probably like 25 minutes of trying to restore, almost an hour down the drain. What to do? I made a decision, and I'll keep you guys in the dark for a while as we kind of go through this game state and kind of figure out what do we do here. So the one first difficult thing is this is now like 30 seconds before the actual end of the game, because the recorded game only goes up to the very first drop. So by the time we were done watching, this Titan was down here killing this gate. We kind of had a little bit of just nothing, posturing over here. Player was still kind of pressuring over here, doing a little bit of this, and overall the game state was pretty similar. So it's not a big deal. But the question is now, and I'm going over this because hypotheticals are fun, is that who would win this game? Well, to me, the only way DoD could realistically win this game, given how the game was going, would be if the Wonder stood. So the question is, does the Wonder stand? And then if so, if it doesn't, what happens after that? So I think it's important when you're making a decision about something like this to kind of consider how the game's been going overall. So far, F2 has been kind of dominating the game throughout. They've been ahead all game. They're on the pressure all game. They're killing town centers, albeit they're being rebuilt. They're down here. They got this town center down at this stage. And F2 has kind of been running the show, playing better overall. The only big snafu that they had was up here when the shift came. They got vision because the Titan killed the Wonder. And then I think Shelby ended up deleting his own Titan gate by mistake due to just, I don't know, incompetence or who knows. Lag, I don't know. But it got deleted, and so that was kind of the big oopsie of the game. So F2's been playing better so far this game. Would likely maybe continue. I mean, just kind of moving along the path of momentum and continuation. Does it really matter? Maybe, maybe not. But the big thing is, does DoD win? Or does F2 win? To me, the only realistic way DoD had of winning this game was if the Wonder stood. If the Wonder doesn't stand, DoD then has to get all the way over to here, which this Wonder's in a fantastic spot up in the corner. Really difficult it would have been for DoD to get over there. They wouldn't have any shifting sands anymore. Do have a locust that really doesn't matter. No shifting sands, so they'd have to rock drop. The question is, would they be able to rock drop? There's really only 3 angles that you can get through. Down here, which would be a little bit difficult if you just post up a few priests and such. You could fly through the middle. Maybe that would work, or then you could kind of skirt the outside edge. So maybe they could rock drop, maybe not. I would say it would be unlikely that they could rock drop. But really the big thing is, does this Wonder stand? It's got about, by the time the game was done, about 5 minutes, 10 seconds left. There were some rocks already that F2 had that they were preparing. Already building siege works in the middle of the map as well. Already had 3 siege works here for Ouroboros. F2 also has, and this is big, a shifting sands. Properly done. Is shifting sands with 20 catapults, which F2 can afford because they all have economy, and Ouroboros, aka Shelby, has crazy amounts. Everybody's healthy economy, but a properly done shifting sands is an insta kill. As long as you get vision, it's an insta kill, even if you're ready to defend, because by the time you get pathing in units and getting to where they need to be to attack the catapults have already shot. I mean, you're going to shift like 20 catapults at least. And that's going to insta-kill the Wonder. So, to me, the insta-kill only does... The shift doesn't work if F2 absolutely screws it up. They're really good players. I don't think they'd screw it up. Additionally, they're all raw. They all 3 have access to rocks. They're all in positions where they could basically rock drop and get on the Titan Gate. Because they have... They're onto the Wonder. Because they have control up to here. All they have to do in order to rock drop is to fly the rock to about here, which even with these towers and build up, you can get to right around here, move a little forward, because the catapults can fire from about here, and they'd be shooting, and you have all 3 players who can shoot. So, in my opinion, I felt that the Wonder would go down almost certainly, like an 80 to 90% chance this Wonder does not stand. So then that becomes now part 2. What can DoD do to win this game? Can they kill this Wonder? I think it's a possibility, a pretty low chance. By the way, this Titan doesn't matter. There's no way it would get built and with path blocking get to this part in time. And this Titan would also just counteract this Titan. So this Titan's not killing the Wonder. The only way you're killing Wonder was shifting sands and rock drops, which I think that's a pretty strong likelihood. After the Wonder goes down, then how does DoD win? First, they have to kill this Wonder. Second, they have to defend. And they're already in a pretty rough spot by the time the game is done. This Titan has already killed this town center here. F2 has full control of the middle. I think the only way DoD could realistically win is if they kill this Wonder and then build their own Wonder again and are able to defend it. And given the time limits, I don't know if that... The problem is, though, they'd also have to kill this Wonder too before they could even get their zone. And I don't see that there'd be any way that DoD would be able to kill 2 Wonders and still hold, given the way the game goes. So to me, it's all about, does this Wonder fall down? If it falls, F2 wins. And in my opinion, F2 was going to kill the Wonder. They had shifting sands, they had map control, they had rocks. I felt like F2 was going to kill this wonder at least 80%. I think a little bit higher than that. So, long story short, too long didn't read. I ended up giving F2 a win for this game, much to the sorrow and anger of DoD. But in my opinion, I did not see this wonder standing. It had 5 minutes left. I felt like almost no chance. The only way was if F2 completely screwed up any attacks. So I ruled this as a win for F2, a little bit anticlimactic. Would have liked to see the game end up the way it would have ended up, which was with F2 winning. So that's what I decided. F2 wins this game 2-1. F2 survives by the skin of their teeth. Moving on to game number 4. And that's how it went. Is it right? Is it wrong? Who really knows? That's what I went with. What do you think, though? I mean, there was quite the varied opinions in the chat. Mostly non-agreeing because most of the viewers were, well, a lot of the vocal viewers were DoD clanmates, so of course they didn't like the decision. There were some that weren't and said, hey, that's right, F2 was going to win. I feel like that was true, so that's what I went with. But if you've got other opinions, put it in the YouTube comments if you want. Let me know what you think. But I just did not see any way this wonder would survive. So it's 2-1. F2 still down, has to reverse sweep. We'll be moving on to game number 4, which will be uploaded eventually, soon. Probably tomorrow, if you're watching right now. But yeah, so you'd have to move on to game number 4 and see what happens in game number 4. This was it. GG. Well played, F2. I give them the win, whether you like it or not. And that's it. So, hate me if you want. F2 wins.